Speaking of which, we do have the State of the Union next week. I know you will be watching it. I'll be watching it. You know, not everybody else is going to be watching it. But what becomes interesting this year is the Democrats have decided to have their own alternate State of the Union. I guess Republicans have our alternate halftime show. Democrats are having their alternate State of the Union, the People's State of the Union, where at least a dozen House and Senate Democrats are planning to go. I think they're going to see that there's a real problem and try and counter program the State of the Union. But Matt, what do you make of all this?
It's a really interesting sign of how much things have changed. When I was a Capitol Hill staffer, I only worked for swing state members of Congress. And during the State of the Union, one of the things I would have to do as the in-house policy expert was I would have to watch the State of the Union and prepare a response for media when my boss was going to get interviewed. And I would very carefully pick out, because these were swing districts, here are some things that we liked.
Right.
And here are some things that we didn't like. And that was the message that you needed to carry in swing districts. And now we're at this point where I can kind of see where the Democrats are coming from. What is the point of listening to the president just lie and hold a campaign rally for an hour and a half of unmitigated primetime bullshit? There's no point in being a prop for that exercise. That's really sad, because this is a constitutional function of the president of the United States.
Right.
The one thing I will say to your previous point about Democrats not being particularly well coordinated is that their response of having little different placards that they were holding up with like 15 different messages was so slapdash and uncoordinated last time that it was like a self-owned step on a rake. Democrats, if you're going to do something, do it together or don't do it at all.
Right. The color coordination was always fun too. Look, I think it's time just to get rid of the State of the Union, the constitutionally mandated duty. So we need to have something, but this is just a shit show political event that happens every single year. And it serves almost no purpose. And it's all theatrics. It doesn't inform. It doesn't talk about anything. It's just lies, lies, lies. We look at this stuff from such a partisan view now. And Republicans just look like idiots as well when they're doing their things with Biden or Obama. It's just time for this thing to go and come up with a better alternative, because at the end of the day, we should not be giving airtime in the building to do a campaign rally for one side or the other.